Golgotha was a small rocky outcrop beyond Jerusalem's walls, called the Place of the Skull because of the stone's formation. There, public executions occurred regularly, a grim reminder of Rome's power over its subjects. 9 in the morning, the soldiers initiated the crucifixion process. Jesus was stripped and laid upon the cross. His arms were extended over the horizontal beam, and iron spikes, approximately 15 centimeters long, were hammered through his wrists, between carpal bones, striking the median nerve and causing excruciating pain. His feet were nailed to the vertical post, one over the other, the spike piercing both and fixing into the wood. When the cross was raised and dropped into the prepared hole in the ground, the impact sent waves of agony through his already tortured body. Crucifixion was designed to be a slow, agonizing death. The body's weight caused respiratory difficulty, forcing the victim to push up on the foot spikes to breathe, only to collapse again when the pain became unbearable. It was a terrible cycle that could last days. But even in this supreme agony, Jesus' first words from the cross revealed his nature. "Father, forgive them, for they don't know what they're doing." While soldiers divided his garments and cast lots for his seamless tunic, while religious leaders mocked, saying, "He saved others, but can't save himself," Jesus prayed for his executors' forgiveness. Beside him, 2 criminals were also being crucified. One joined the mockery, "Aren't you the Christ? Save yourself and us." But the other, perhaps touched by Jesus' dignity amid suffering, rebuked him. "Don't you fear God, since you're under the same sentence? We are punished justly, receiving what our deeds deserve. But this man has done nothing wrong." Then, addressing Jesus, he made history's simplest and most powerful request. "Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom." The response came immediately. "Today, you will be with me in paradise." In the midst of humanity's greatest justice failure, divine grace shone once more. At the cross's foot, a small group remained. Mary, his mother, supported by John, the beloved disciple, some women who had followed him from Galilee, including Mary Magdalene. Seeing his mother there, sharing his agony, added an almost unbearable emotional dimension to the physical suffering. "Woman, here is your son," Jesus said to Mary, looking at John. "Here is your mother," he said to John. Even in his agony, he cared for those he loved, ensuring his mother wouldn't be left helpless. Around noon, something supernatural occurred. Dense darkness covered all the land, lasting 3 hours. It was as if creation itself couldn't bear to watch its creator being tortured. The sun hid, stars disappeared, and a darkness thick as never seen enveloped Jerusalem. At 3 in the afternoon, the agony reached its climax. Jesus cried out in a loud voice, "Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani?" My God, why have you forsaken me?" It was the deepest cry of abandonment ever heard, echoing Psalm 22. In that moment, bearing humanity's sins meant experiencing the separation from God that sin causes. "I thirst," Jesus whispered. A soldier soaked a sponge in sour wine and lifted it to his lips on a hyssop stalk. It was a small mercy amid cruelty. Then, knowing everything was accomplished, Jesus exclaimed, "It is finished." It wasn't a cry of defeat, but of victory. The mission for which he was born was complete. The price of human redemption had been paid in full. His final words were a whisper of surrender. "Father, into your hands I commit my spirit." And then, voluntarily, he gave up his life. At the exact moment of his death, the temple veil tore from top to bottom, a curtain 60 centimeters thick that separated the most holy place from the rest of the temple. It was the symbol that there was now direct access to God. The earth shook, rocks split, and tombs opened. A Roman centurion who had supervised hundreds of crucifixions stood observing. There was something different about this execution. The condemned man's dignity, his words of forgiveness, the way he died, everything was different. Surely this man was the Son of God, he declared, his words becoming the first Christian confession of faith from a Gentile. Joseph of Arimathea, a secret council member who had opposed the decision to kill Jesus, requested the body from Pilate. With Nicodemus, another secret follower, they embalmed the body with myrrh and aloes and wrapped it in fine linen cloths. They placed it in a new tomb carved from rock in the garden near Golgotha. A large stone was rolled to seal the entrance, and Roman guards were posted to ensure no one stole the body. The religious leaders remembered that Jesus had promised to rise in 3 days. They couldn't allow the disciples to create a hoax. For 3 days, the disciples hid in despair and terror. The man they thought was the Messiah was dead. Their hopes were buried with him in that stone tomb. But at Sunday's dawn, something happened that would change history forever. The women who went to the tomb to complete the body's preparation found the stone removed and the tomb empty. 2 angels told them, "Why do you look for the living among the dead? He is not here. He has risen." Jesus appeared first to Mary Magdalene, then to the assembled disciples. Thomas, who doubted until he could touch the nail marks, fell at Jesus' feet, exclaiming, "My Lord and my God." The same men who had fled in fear transformed into courageous preachers, willing to die for the truth they saw. Jesus was alive. The promise had been fulfilled. In your darkest hour, I was there. In humanity's darkest moments, when it seemed evil had won, when injustice reigned supreme, when even the closest friends fled, he was present. And not just present, he transformed history's worst moment into the best, the greatest injustice into the greatest victory, the cruelest death into eternal life. After experiencing this extraordinary journey, one question remains. What does it mean to have someone who was present in humanity's darkest hours and continues present in ours? The story of Jesus isn't just about what happened 2,000 years ago. It's about the promise that in your darkest hours, you're not alone. When betrayal cuts deepest, when pain seems unbearable, when even the closest abandon you, when injustice prevails and hope fades, there is someone who whispers, "In your darkest hour, I was there." Leave in the comments, which moment of Jesus' life touched your heart most deeply? Your opinion is vital to us. If this story impacted you in any way, subscribe to the channel and activate notifications so you don't miss our upcoming content. And be sure to watch our next recommended video, where we reveal more historical secrets that will surprise you. This story continues being written in the life of every person who discovers they're never truly alone in their darkest hours. May that truth also transform your story.